Good morning, afternoon everyone, and welcome to my home cafe. In today's video we're going to be looking at the Vertuo Creatista coffee machine, and we're going to make a latte. Alright, so there we have the machine. It's open, and then it's display on the side. So first of all, we're going to make a latte, and we're going to do it via recipe, and we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute. So for the moment, let's have a look at our coffee pots. Okay, so when we purchased the unit, we got a free selection of coffee pots. So if we go across the top row of the cover, it tells us what we have and what size we have. So the top row is your espressos, which will give you a 40 ml coffee shop. And then you come down to the next row, which would be these ones, and that's double espresso and ground lungo. The double espresso will give you 80 ml, ground lungo will give you 150 ml, and then across the bottom is where you have your mug size coffees, which will give you 230 ml, and that will come into play with your recipe based coffees as you make them. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take the Altisio 40 ml shot for our latte. Okay, so in the manual, which came with the machine, and it's also available online, so you can download the PDF for it, and it's quite easy to access it. But here it gives you recipe suggestions for your settings and for your drinks. And then you come across to the page, and this is where you have, for example, if we take a flat white, it's given us our milk level and froth level and temperature level. And these can be set via the machine as you go through it. And then down here it tells you your coffee capsule size. So a double espresso. But what we are using today is the latte. So we will set the machine up with this for the start. So we've got a milk level of 3, which I've already poured, and there's your milk temperature setting, and your froth setting, and then your coffee pot. So in relation to what you would do with the machine, we'll go through that in a sec as we start up. Okay, now it's time to make the drink. So what we have is we have the machine. The first things first, we'll turn the machine on, and in a few seconds that's warming up. With the recipe based, you can actually, which I've done, I've filled the jug to 300 ml of milk, and then my coffee pod gives me 40 ml of coffee extraction, giving me a total of 340 ml. So I've taken a latte glass here, which is 350 ml capacity, although it won't say it on the glass. So by doing it via recipe base, that will allow you to give you the perfect quantities to fill your glass and make your coffee. Alternatively, you can just go through and do it completely manually to suit your own taste. So what we have at the top now is I have the recommended settings. As you can see, the 2 red lights on the side will indicate my medium heat temperature, and then on the opposite side there is 2 white lights which will indicate my medium froth level. All are recommended for a latte drink, but as I said, you can adjust that to taste, and simply by if I press the button, that then takes it up to full temp. I go again, it's low temp, and then again we're back to the middle temperature, and the same will be done with your milk froth or your milk froth level as per your drink. As I say, they're all mentioned in the manual as you read through it. So first step in the process is for us to get the milk underway. So I have 300 ml in the jug. Incidentally, the jug is actually measured via minimum 100, 200, 300, 400 and then max. So that's how you can tell how much milk you'll need or how much milk you've got in relation to your drink. So on top here, the steam button. As soon as I start that, it will start the process. Okay, so that's got the milk going. Now at the same time while that's going, you can unlock your top, pop the capsule in, close it down and lock it off. Now all you need to do now is just touch that once. Now that's started to read the coffee pod, but it won't start extracting it until the milk has finished. So it shouldn't take too long. So in the meantime, our glass is under and ready to go. Now as I mentioned, the latte I'm using is a 350 ml cup size. So the combination of the 300 ml of milk, which we have steaming, the 40 ml volume in the coffee pod that I've used will give us 340 ml, which will give us probably 10 ml of room left. Now that's the milk finishing up. Right, so that's stopped and the clean light has come on up the top, which means we'll need to clean the steam wand. Now that has read the barcode on the machine beforehand, now it's going into its extraction. Probably a little bit on the noisy side, but that will automatically deliver 40 ml of coffee for our drink. Quite a nice little crema on the top there. This is the beauty of this machine. It's like you have the option of either going via a recommended recipe, or as I said, you just use your own manual preference. Okay, so that's the machine finished. So that's the coffee extracted. Now the next step is for us to make the drink. So out with that. Now when we come. Now I need to remove the jug and clean the wand. It's a self-cleaning wand. And simply up, and as you can probably see underneath it, there is a round seated area for the jug, and that sits in there perfectly with the temperature sensor on the back of it. Now, as usual thing, just up, quick clean of the wand, let that go, and it automatically purges itself and cleans it. So now that it's done that, the indicator light has gone out at the back on the little display. It did come on and it was flashing. So the next thing we do, and what we need to do for the ideal drink, is to get rid of any bubbles that we have in the jug so that we end up with a nice silky smooth milk texture. And simply by, I don't know whether too many people know to do this or do this, but as part of my training course that I did, it was very helpful to know. So this just removes all the basic big bubbles from the milk and gives you a nice silky milk texture. So I'll give that a little bit more. Now, by all intents and purposes, we should have just enough to fill the glass. Now, latte art I can't do, so I won't try. Okay, so having the milk all done, now it's just a matter of just pouring it on. I would normally tilt the glass to try and let it go through a bit better. So there we go. That's poured. We've got a nice thick bit of foam there, which we could have done some latte art if we wanted to. Now that's all the milk used, so that was the perfect amount. With a nice little thingy on the top. I suppose I could have attempted to. I won't do that yet. But now looking at the drink, We've got a nice level of coffee there, a nice thick creamer on top for our latte. Now, having done a cappuccino, if you wanted to, then the creamer would be thicker, and you would put your little cocoa on top. We'll give that a stir, and I'm saying that's basically the recipe-based side of this machine. So doing it manually, you would just pick your own pod that you would use, and as long as you have a recommended cut that will take the volume of your milk and your coffee combined, you just set your own settings and whatnot. So while we were just doing this, the machine has shut itself down, so it's gone into time saving. So that's our latte. I hope this has given you our subscribers a insight into the machine, and for those that have subscribed, thank you. And please, for those that are interested, please do subscribe. We're still looking for subscriptions. The more people I have, the more people I hope will benefit from this. So if you like the video, please hit the like button and the notification bell for future uploads. And as I've always said, thank you for watching.